Welcome to Drill on Earnings. We have quarterly results out from Elastic, a really important software company. I think one of the 50 most important companies in technology. And those are the companies that I cover. I'm Cory Johnson, Chief Market Strategist for Epistrophy Capital Research. And we look at the business story behind stocks in a move. This stock is moving straight up. Why is that? Let's look at the results. So this is better than Wall Street expected. That's all Wall Street really thinks about. They did $382 million in revenues. They did 63 cents in earnings per share. That's well above the Wall Street estimates. But beyond the miss or the beat, what were the actual numbers here? So I told you that they did $382 million in revenues. That's 17% year-over-year growth. That is consistent double-digit growth in this business. But the guidance was even stronger, suggesting this business is really going to take off here. And when we look beyond the headline numbers, profitability, that's good, negative 1%. EBIT margins, hanging in there right below a really expensive tax season at least, but really growing here. And they're not growing in terms of how many customers they have. In fact, that number is kind of flat, but that's not a terrible thing when you understand this business. Elastic has historically taken on a lot of low-value customers, hoping to land and expand. And what we see here is that there's not a lot of landing going on. The customer count's not changing much. The subscription count is down into single digits, but the revenues are growing at double digits. What does it mean? They are expanding. The customers that they are adding are bigger customers. And indeed, the customers that they are adding or that they're keeping are spending more and more, which is what every business wants here. And why is that? So let's think about the three buckets that Elastic sells into. The company started out doing, principally their business was search, and it was search of companies' databases. So they would organize the company's database, figure out what's in there, search through it, vectorize it. Where have we heard that term before? We've heard it in AI. We'll get to that. But they would vectorize the data, allow companies to do searches on their own websites with their own data. And what Elastic has evolved to is a really useful data organizing tool for three businesses. Yes, search engine and search vectorization, data vectorization, which is huge in the world of AI when every company is trying to figure out how to use their data, stack up their data to create their own language models, and then figure out what's in it. That's great with Elastic software. They've also found that their observability, the ability to know what's on a network, what's happening to data at any given moment in real time, that observability is a really nice business for Elastic, and similar technologies to understand security. So again, knowing what's happening to your data and when and who's accessing it is a terrific tool for security. So search, observability, not observability, I can talk, observability and security are all three really important businesses for Elastic. And what we've seen there is that different businesses there are really expanding. Their Elastic Cloud Services on AWS are now available in 4 AWS regions. And there's a technical preview that I announced with Azure, Microsoft Azure, which could mean a lot more business for these guys and a lot of data centers going forward. Their Elasticsearch LogDB, it's an index mode now available for enterprises, again, to really understand what's going on with data at an enterprise level with lots and lots of data for security and observability teams to optimize storage, as well as extend log retention and sort of maximize the amount of time they can understand what's going on in any given period. All while keeping the data accessible in real time. It's really cool stuff. And they're really starting to sell this stuff. They did a remake of the sales organization again this year, and it's really taking off. And their re-rank model, which enhances search back to their roots. More accuracy, more relevance. I've been talking about that for years, and it's still happening. Also, the announcement of a new CFO, Neva Melinda, who's coming from Grammarly, also worked at HashiCorp, which took that company public. The background at IBM as well as some investing background announced here. So really kind of filling up the corporate ranks in a spot that was, there was an interim there recently. So how did the stock react? The market loved this. Stock was up 15% in after hours. And that's a real change for this company because the stock after a rough quarter, 2-3 quarters ago, when the stock really sold off 2 quarters ago, was down 23% in the last year, but now really roaring back here. Now, I'm going to throw another one acronym at you, ELSER, which is Elastic Learn Sparse Encoder. And it's an embedding model that helps search engines understand the meaning behind words, not just matching exact terms. It actually converts text into a numerical representation. And it'll convert similar text into the same number, basically. So it makes for more accurate and relevant search results when keywords don't directly match, perhaps when there's spelling mistakes. And those kinds of things are really working. Also, their LogDB mentioned, which I mentioned, LogDB, which lets them log efficiently into structured indexes so that you can really search through those things and makes it faster to retrieve the relevant information. Those things are going great guns. Here's what Elastic CEO Ash Kulkarni had to say about it.
The strength that we've seen has been across the entire business, across all parts of our business. Search, and in search, it's obviously a lot of Gen AI, but then also observability and security, where we continue to see consolidation onto our platform. I talked in our prepared remarks about some of the customer wins where logs DB index mode has been a factor in helping customers consolidate onto our platform, bring more workloads onto our platform. And at the same time, we've also seen some really wonderful wins on the Gen AI side. Customers choosing us as an entire runtime platform and using not just our vector database, but a lot of the other functionalities that we've delivered, things like our ELSER embedding model, our re-ranking model, which we recently introduced, our playground. So we are seeing customers use us more and more as a runtime for building these RAG applications, but the strength was broad-based.
So there you hear from Ash Kulkarni. We're going to hear more from him soon in a Drill Down Earnings episode, Drill Down Insider episode coming up soon, because I really do want to dig into this company some more. But what's it all mean? I've talked in a lot of acronyms. I've talked about a lot of product names. Let's dig into the kind of the most important numbers here. So Q3 2025, fiscal 2025 earnings for Elastic. Great quarter. The stock is surging. Why? Here's your essential summary. So a really nice quarter in terms of top line growth. The number for the quarter of $382 million, really nice, as well as 17% growth on a year-over-year basis. And a lot of products doing well for this business, doing well in search, doing well in observability, doing well in security. But I think the one number that really has the stock moving a lot right now is their RPOs, the remaining performance obligations. Customers have signed up for 14% more business than last quarter. At least that's what they're sort of got on the books right now for RPO's business yet to deliver. And that's a really positive sign coming off a 17% revenue growth company. And we're going to dig into this company more in the near future because this is a fascinating one. Really, AI is driving all things at Elastic. All right, thanks for checking out Drill Down Earnings. I'm Cory Johnson. Check out our full episodes at YouTube. There's a lot more to be found.